Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I just wanted to respond to some of the comments I've been getting on some of the Before It's Out videos. Now, I have to say beforehand that Before It's Out is about my initial thoughts on the Transformers toy based on some of the images and some of the information that we got. And sometimes I'm going to be wrong, but I have to make this point. It's about my initial thoughts on a toy before it gets released. So some of the information that I'm going to talk about and some of my opinions on the toy at the time is going to change after a while. Take, for example, some people are trying to correct me on the Megatron size and saying that it's about the same size as Blackout. And I looked up the information, I looked up photos, and yes, it's about the same size as Blackout, but I have to make the point that that video was filmed before those images got released. So, and that's not me saying that you're wrong or anything like that, but I just want to make that point that the series is about my initial thoughts at the time. But there's a couple of other things I want to talk about with the videos. Some people are trying to correct me on the lockdown paint scheme. When I was talking about the brown color scheme of Lockdown, that was for argument's sake. That's not saying, oh, it's definitely going to be brown upon release. That was for argument's sake if it does come out in that brown color. And people are saying that it's going to be gray because the stock images of the figure show gray. And I'm not saying that the figure won't be gray, but I have to make this point. Robots in Disguise Minicon Deployer Fracture showed this pinkish color scheme that was thrown in. And in the final product, it didn't have that. So even then, the toy can change over time. I'm not saying that it will be gray. I'm not saying it will be brown. I'm just saying, for argument's sake, I would prefer it as gray, but it could be brown. And someone pointed out, I believe it was T-Man978, who I'm not dissing or saying anything bad about him, but I just wanted to point out a couple of things. He said that the Studio Series Deluxes are $20 and not $30. In the US, they're $20. In Canada, they're $30. So I just wanted to make that point. He also said that the design of the Pontiac Solstice for Jazz is actually accurate to the Pontiac Solstice in real life, of course. I just want to make the point that I think it was the panel lines that were throwing me off, because from what I can remember, a Pontiac Solstice didn't have such clean lines to it. I did look it up, and it pretty much does, but I don't know, the toy just makes it a lot more cleaner. I don't know, maybe it's the panel lines or something, but it's just something about the toy just feels off to me. But I guess I was wrong about that. I also wanted to talk about someone who told me that I should stop talking about the paint scheme. I'm not going to say this guy's name, but he was telling me that I should stop talking about the paint deco when it comes to the Before It's Out videos, because he's noticed that a lot of them I've been negative about the toy in that regard, and apparently that's annoying. I'm sorry, but the video series is about criticism. Now, regardless of the fact that it's going to change over time, this is about my initial thoughts. And that's going to include the paint scheme. I'm going to be talking about that. You know? And I guess the whole point is I shouldn't talk about the negatives so much. I should talk about the positives. I'm sorry, but when you're doing a review or something critical, that includes the pros and cons. So, of course, I'm going to talk about what's negative about the toy. I'm not going to skim over that. If I'm going to skip over that, then I feel like I'm not being honest with my fans. Let's take, for example, if I don't want to talk about the negatives and just want to talk about the positives, let's take, for example, if I talk about a Transformers toy to where something could break, but because I don't want to be negative about the toy, I just skip over that, and people end up buying it, they're not going to know about that flaw in the toy. So I'd rather be honest and give off my full-on opinion rather than just, you know, I don't know. I just wanted to mention that. And some people are asking, am I going to do Predaking? Am I going to do Nova Star and Blackout and whatnot? Let me tell you the list of figures that I'm going to do. So far I filmed Brawl, Blackout, Grimlock, Nova Star, Octopunch, Bludgeon, and Bomb Burst. I can't guarantee that I'm going to do Predaking or Optimal Optimus, just because at the time there wasn't enough stock images. I might do Optimal Optimus, I'm not sure. And then there might be a couple of other figures. Oh yeah, Outback, Cindersaur, and Inferno I might do eventually, but that won't be till probably the end of the month. So, I wanted to make that point because people have been requesting me to do a before it's out, and I've already filmed that before it's out video. And so I just want to make that point. I just wanted to tell you guys about that. So yeah, just wanted to remind everyone that, of course, the information isn't going to be correct, and yeah, I might miss stuff, and I'm not saying that's bad to correct me on that, but just know that, again, not all the information is going to be right, because it is about a figure that's not even released. Someone made the comment, "Oh, you don't know shit," and added no context to what I was talking about. And it's like, oh, okay, buddy. Anyways, just wanted to talk about that so that people know, I guess, so I can catch them up. With that out of the way, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't hate me. And I'll see you guys next time.